This is vintage psychology for sleep. A quiet place where nothing is asked of you and everything moves slowly. If you find comfort here, you're welcome to return another night. Some listeners choose to subscribe simply so these stories are waiting for them when the day has grown heavy again. And if this quiet place feels helpful, you may leave a gentle mark below so others searching for rest may find their way here too. You don't need to listen closely. You don't need to remember a thing. If sleep arrives early, this story will continue without you. I'll speak softly for a while, then a story will unfold, and later the voice will soften even more. Tonight's story is about the vintage cure for mental restlessness. In these later hours, when the world begins to loosen its grip, there is no hurry anymore. You have arrived at the quiet edge of the day, the place where nothing further is required of you. So, if you will, allow your eyes to close. Feel how the weight of the day eases downward, out of the forehead, out of the shoulders, out of the hands that have held so much. Long ago, people understood the night differently. They believed it was not meant for thinking, but for settling, for letting the mind return to its natural rhythm. Tonight, we will remember that rhythm together. There was once a man known among his friends as the Restless One. He lived in a narrow apartment above a tailor's shop, and though his days were unremarkable, his nights were endlessly busy inside his mind. He paced. He rearranged papers that did not need arranging. He replayed conversations long finished. Even when seated, something within him kept moving. He believed this movement was necessary, that if he stopped thinking, something important would be missed. So he stayed alert, watchful, always prepared. One evening, after weeks of poor sleep, he visited an older psychologist, a man who spoke slowly and kept a coal stove burning even in mild weather. After listening for a long while, the psychologist said only this: "Your mind is not restless because it is broken. It is restless because it believes it is protecting you." The man frowned. Protecting him from what? From stillness, the doctor replied. Stillness feels unfamiliar to a mind trained by urgency. You see, the mind learns its habits from repetition. If it has spent years responding to demands, deadlines, and expectations, it forgets how to stand down. It becomes like a watchman who no longer knows when his shift ends. The psychologist offered a metaphor. He described an old railway station late at night, no trains expected, no passengers waiting. Yet the station master still stood at attention, lantern in hand, long after the final train had passed. "Your mind," he said gently, "is that station master." The man was asked to try something unusual. Each night before bed, he was to imagine closing the station, turning off the lamps, hanging the sign that read, "No arrivals until morning." At first, his thoughts resisted. What if something happens? What if I need to be ready? What if I miss something important? But night after night he practiced, and slowly the watchman inside him grew tired. One evening, without noticing when it began,
His pacing stopped. His breathing slowed. The mind, realizing there was nothing left to guard, finally sat down, and for the first time in months, he slept. Now, let us borrow that practice. There is nothing you need to solve tonight. Imagine the mind as a place that has done enough for one day. Breathe in slowly, as if gathering the last movement. Breathe out and let it settle. Picture a room growing quieter with each breath, fewer thoughts moving through, less urgency knocking at the door. If a thought arrives, do not follow it. Simply notice and let it pass through like a train you do not board. Your body already knows how to rest. It remembers. The mind will follow once it feels safe enough to stop watching. In those shadowed hours, the mind does not need direction. It needs permission. Permission to be unfinished. Permission to be still. If sleep arrives now, allow it. If it comes later, that is fine too. Nothing is waiting for you tonight. And so the watchman rests, the station sleeps, and the mind finally remembers how to be quiet. Good night.